Welcome back, this is Stormknight Gaming. This is going to be my updated Odin's Fury build. I've not made too many changes since Greymore patch, all the way to Markarth patch. But this is an updated build. Me personally, even compared to my Odin's Wrath build, I like this build better. I'm still doing better with this build. It's still super bursty, it's still super tanky. If you like fast-paced gameplay and still being able to kite and heal at a decent tanky level, this is your build. Hit that subscribe button if you like it. Go ahead, follow me on Twitch. I stream 2 weeks out of the month, and I'm swapping work schedules, so I'll get back with you on a schedule on that in a future date. That being said, let's get into it. On our character sheet, we're running 64 points into max stam. We do have 20k max health. It's going to be about 27k some odd in Cyrodiil. That's without the Emperor buff. 15k max magicka. 30k max stamina. We do have 3800 weapon damage unbuffed. Our Mundus is the warrior. We are a werewolf. If you feel you want to run werewolf on your back bar for more sustain, go ahead. It is totally viable. And this build actually would work, technically, with werewolf. So, there's that. For all you werewolf lovers. With sugar skulls is our food. Artanium takeaway broth is more suggested in BGs, but this is still viable in BGs. You will just notice a little bit of sustain issues. Only a little. Getting into the... Well, actually, let's show you buff stats real quick. Okay. So, our resistances, 29k spell resistance and 26k physical resistance. That will go higher. And we have 4800 weapon damage. Now, once we light attack, it will reach 5500. You feel that isn't enough, then go to my how-to video and watch my Stamina Dragonknight how-to. It's all about the combos. It is more than enough, especially in this proc meta. Trust me. Getting into our skills. We're still running Rally. This did get a buff with the stamina recovery, because minor endurance is now 20%. Noxious Breath now applies physical and spell resistance fracture. It's still a really good dot, in my opinion. Worth using. And it can hit multiple people. You just got to figure out your sweet spot for the cone. Venomous Claw, one of the best single target dots in the game, in my opinion. It's going to apply the poison status effect on people, and it only ramps up the longer it's on. So by the time we're at the end of our burst, it's hitting that final couple of seconds where it's really starting to hurt. Dizzying Swing, it's going to set people off balance, give us a little bit of percentage increase on our damage. On our second hit, it's going to stun them, and on our third hit, it's going to snare them. It's a 40% snare, but that stun from off balance, if you use 2D swings or if you medium weave it, can really set some people up to the point that they do not see it coming. Executioner is hitting super hard this patch. Reverse Slice is what a couple of people are running, especially in groups, but I still prefer to get that quick clap, move on to the next person. Me personally. On our back bar, we're running Hardened Armor, seeing how we have a lot of max health. So that little bit of extra shield, is more beneficial in my opinion. Cauterize, running Cauterize still. If you feel like, especially in Cyrodiil, it's more viable, you want to run Green Dragon Blood. A couple of my people in my guild that run this same build, they like Green Dragon Blood more. I like Cauterize more. But especially with the buff, it gives you 40% increase to stamina recovery and your health recovery. And you get 8% increased healing done. So it's making up for that little bit of nerf that we received on our fragmented shield on our back bar, now at 16%. So, if you want to run Green Dragon Blood, that's your way around that nerf, in my opinion. Our next skill, Shuffle. I switched from Elude to Shuffle because there are a handful of snares still running around, and they're pretty brutal. Like, especially in a proc meta, when you get snared up, that's bad news. Because they're about to zerg you down, you're about to catch quite a few procs on your butt. It did receive a little bit of a nerf on the AoE reduction, but I still think it's viable. It was only a 5% nerf. Fragmented Shield, you're going to stomp into a Vigor. It's going to increase your weapon damage. It's going to increase your healing done for 16% for the next 6 seconds. Great skill. Gives you ult gem back and stamina return. You could trade this off because we do have a lot of mag regen on this build, so in a real panic moment you can stop and get a little bit of stam back for a skill that you need to cast. Maybe that little bit of stam that you needed for the ult gen gives you enough to do a Dragon Leap and get a little bit of sustain out of it. Resolving Vigor, great heal, hands down best stamina heal in the game. Like I said, if you want more stam regen, like in BGs, I run Werewolf on back bar. On open world, I run the one-handed shield ult. There's a lot of range builds that are running around, so this really helps with blocking at no cost and reflecting those projectiles back. Reflecting back a spectral arrow is funny as hell. Reflecting back crystal frags and watching a Sork nuke himself never gets old. Getting into our gear. Bear in mind, like I said, there's not been many changes to this build. For our slottable items, like I said, Bewitched Sugar Skulls or Artaeum Takeaway Broth, your choice. We do run mobility potions, stamina and health. Again, the health recoveries and stamina recoveries got buffs, so they're pretty damn good to run some of these potions now. If you're not running potions, you're really neutering yourself. The tri-stats are still a great go-to for DKs. Like, hands down, I would always run tri-potions on a DK. Our gear, still running New Moon. If you want to run a different damage set, go ahead. I personally still like the penetration and weapon damage bonus up at all times, and we can still negate the 5% cost increase. That is sword and board. Our shield is still sturdy. Nern honed on the sword. We run double dot poisons. Our two-hander maul is Nern honed. I'm thinking about going sharpened. I'm 50-50 on it because running into Crimson builds, I feel like I would run a little bit more damage running sharpened, but then whenever I run into some of these builds not running Crimson, Nern honed is better. Bloodspawn, still running it. Well fitted. Eternal Vigor. Gonna give us a line of max mag recovery, stam recovery, health recovery, max health, and 325 stamina, and magica recovery while your health is above 50%. Adds 976 health recovery while your health is 50% or less. Great for that panic moment. Great sustain, especially on a stam and mag DK. I've tried it on my mag DK. It's pretty good still on there. I just pushed a build for it. If you want to go over there and check that out, link will be in the description. Bloodspawn Arm Cops, well fitted. That's still great set to run. They buffed back the ultimate gen since this build was first pushed. Well fitted on the belt. This is a 5 medium, 2 heavy. Well fitted on the arms. And pin on the legs. Well fitted on the boots. Our neck is going to be infused weapon damage. Ring infused weapon damage. And another ring of infused weapon damage. Getting into our champion points. We have 56 in the Warlord, 1 in the Siphoner, 64 in the Mooncalf, 64 in Tenacity. If you feel like you want to dump a couple more in the Arcanist, go ahead. 56 in the Shadow Ward, 29 in the Tumbling. I have so much well fitted that I feel like I wanted to put more into blocking, especially for those high stress moments where you're trying to heal and get above 50%. 27 in the Blessed. 81 Mastered Arms. 56 Thaumaturge, 11 Precise Strikes, 39 Piercing, 56 Mighty. 56 Ironclad, 29 Resistant. 56 Thick-Skinned, 43 Elemental Defender, 43 Hardy, 43 Quick Recovery. If you want to dump a couple more points from your blue tree, like say you feel like you're not critting enough and you want to take a couple of these out of your Precise Strikes and put them into Blessed, go ahead. It'll help with the healing nerf that we received, so that is always an option. I think that's it, guys. This is going to be my Odin's Fury build for the Mark